Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and welcome to Jambareeqi Requests, the show where you decide what I review. For this episode, you voted for Cats Don't Dance, as nominated by Natasha Pimentel. Cats Don't Dance is a musical comedy about a happy-go-lucky cat called Danny, who heads to Hollywood to make it big in the movies, only to discover that animals don't get dignified or interesting roles, while a spoiled child star called Darla Dimple gets all the spotlight. While in Hollywood, Danny meets a variety of underappreciated character actors and performers including Woolly Mammoth, Sawyer, Cranston, Tilly Hippo, Push the Penguin, T.W. Turtle and Francis. Can Danny turn things around in Hollywood, or will Darla continue to rule the screen? This film addresses the lack of recognition and work that character actors and aging performers do receive, which is fantastic and a goldmine for storytelling. The problem is that the film is way more interested in showing how goofy, silly, loud and wacky it can be. Sure, it sometimes brings up the subject of these performers' lost dreams, but a big chunk of the film is directed mainly towards comical antics and overexcited chaos, leaving little room or space for screen time to be devoted to the underlying drama of the film to support the story. What makes things even more disappointing is that the film feels unsatisfyingly short. It felt like the finale arrived way too soon. So much wasted time could have been spent developing and exploring these animal entertainers. Who are they? Why do they love doing what they do? What's kept them going? What inspired them to become entertainers in the first place? Instead, most of the movie is mainly focused on super energetic pratfalls, slapstick, and dance numbers. I wouldn't mind this if these sequences weren't directed with such an obnoxious hyperactivity, and the film didn't tease us with interesting dramatic subplots. This obnoxious level of energy is made even more annoying by the lead character of Danny, who is such a nuisance. Sure, I admire his intentions, but he's way too optimistic and enthusiastic. It's aggravatingly cheesy how jolly this bloody cat is.
Well, hi there, ma'am. How you doing?
Boy.
What's your name there? Okay, I'm Danny. You mind if I sit down?
He makes Olaf the Snowman come across like fucking Eeyore. The film acts like he's this charming and lovable scamp, but the execution fails because he keeps acting like he's on a dangerous amount of happy pills. I mean, when he first appears in the movie, he sings an obnoxiously cheerful song while acting like an annoying asshole and ruining Sawyer's morning. Remind me, movie, why are you focused on this twit? I already don't like him from the get-go. It did also bug me that the film tried to make Danny and Sawyer into a potential couple. It really doesn't work and just comes across as a forced excuse to romantically pair up the only cat characters. Plus, Danny is too annoying, vanilla and boring to make me believe that Sawyer would ever gradually be charmed by him. It doesn't help that her transition from strongly disliking Danny to adoring him all happens quickly through a musical number. Talk about whiplash! Sure, it's a beautifully sung song, but it ends up really rushing the romantic subplot. Also, because the film feels so super short, the romantic subplot ends up feeling like it's missing elements to strengthen its chemistry and development. It feels like it's cut down and not got enough meat to it. However, the upside to the wacky, hyperactive comedic tone of the film is that it inspired one of the best animated comedy villains ever. Darla Dimple is a riot. She's a fantastically over-the-top crazy villain who pulls some of the funniest expressions I've ever seen on a comedic villain. Every scene she's in is insanely fun because she's always bouncing between her stage personality and off-screen madness. She is honestly the best aspect of the movie, and her dynamic with her oversized servant Max is brilliant because of their contrasting sizes. Darla also has the best songs in the movie. Her musical numbers are so charismatic and lavish that I always look forward to when she was going to sing next. She really is a blast to watch.
Flanagan. The title of this movie is The Archangel. Isn't it?
Yes.
Who here's an angel? Can you tell me who here's an angel?
Why, you are, Darla, sweetheart, celebrity, darling.
Angel? That's right. I am an angel. I am an adorable little angel.
Don't make it all better, Miss Dimple.
What's the name, Miss Dimple?
Well, choo-choo.
Hey,
Ducky.
The animal performers are also very enjoyable, way more so than pesky Danny. These actors, singers and musicians have a really sweet group dynamic, and their cynical sense of humour makes them incredibly witty and charming. I did really want to get to know these guys and kept wishing that they got their lucky breaks. Not just because they're likeable, but because they do clearly have a lot of talent too. The cartoony animation is a hit or miss though. Sometimes it has the skill, timing and intellect as a classic Warner Bros. Cartoon. From time to time, it features some really creative and well-staged character acting. However, because the film is so determined to be as wild and energetic as possible, the animation does have a habit of turning the dial up to 200, in a bid to desperately keep the audience entertained. So suddenly this clever timing and staging turns into a parade of constant movement. It really is a shame. To conclude, Cats Don't Dance is a mixed bag. It has little sparks of charm and a fun villain, but it refuses to fully realise its storytelling potential. It gets a bit ahead of itself most of the time, resulting in a hyperactive movie that goes by way too fast, as it leaves its promising dramatic subplots in the sidelines. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie, but it could have been so much better. If you like wild and loud musical comedies about Hollywood, then I think you might like this movie. If not, it's not going to be your cup of tea. So, what do you think of Cats Don't Dance? Let me know in the comment section below. What am I going to review in the next episode of Jambareeqi Requests? Well, that's entirely up to you to decide. It all involves the comment section below this video, and if you want a guide to how to nominate and how to vote, then click on a guide in the description box below. The deadline for the next episode will be the 18th of October, and from now on there will be only one episode of Jambareeqi Requests each month. Cheerio, folks!